Hey, it's Dave Chapin. Welcome to the Wolf Sports YouTube channel. The 2025 NFL season has been a great one. Let's dive into why.
Let's start with the reason based around an individual team. The Chicago Bears are finally not only good again, but very good. I said it would only be a matter of time before Ben Johnson got that team turned around. I did not think it would happen so quickly, but the NFL is no doubt better when Chicago has a good team. They're an historic franchise, the oldest in the NFL, tied with the Cardinals from 1920, right when the league started. The franchise has 9 total championships when you include non-Super Bowls, and then of course the 1985 Bears with Mike Ditka, that defense. Walter Payton won a Super Bowl title for the organization. There's a reason Johnson took that head coaching job. He's had plenty of opportunities over the years. Could have stayed in Detroit with that talent and waited, but he ID'd the Bears, partly because the NFL is simply better when its historic franchises matter. For years, their offenses have, for the most part, felt extremely boring. That's changed in a major way with their new head coach and the super talented quarterback Caleb Williams. The run game with DeAndre Swift and Colin Munungai, very fun to watch. And having December and potentially January games that matter at Soldier Field is just awesome. The Bears being good sort of changes the temperature of the entire league. After beating the Packers on Saturday night, they're in a great spot in the NFC North and the NFC overall, and it's refreshing to have them good in the NFL again. Speaking of refreshing, another reason the NFL has been so great in 2025 is the parity. Things are wide open. Just look at how often the number one seed in the NFC has been shifting. First it was the Bears, and they dropped after the loss to the Packers. The Rams were number one in the conference until the Seahawks took hold of that. The 49ers controlled their own destiny right behind Seattle. They match up in Week 18. The defending Super Bowl champion Eagles have been sort of up and down, but they're right there in the conference. The Panthers are giving the Bucs a battle in the NFC South. And in the AFC, I know a lot of people like to joke about the script makers for the NFL. If there were script makers, they wrote stories that nobody could have predicted entering the season. The Chiefs already eliminated from postseason contention. That happened with 3 weeks remaining in the regular season. Just shocking. For the Colts, unfortunately, the Daniel Jones injury knocked them down a bit. But then we got Phillip Rivers, an insane story, him coming back. But with the Broncos taking another step, the Patriots re-emerging in year one under Mike Vrabel, and when the Colts were hanging around early, it felt like we went back a decade ago with the teams atop the standings. That includes the Steelers as well, competing with Baltimore for the AFC North. The Bills, another team that's been up and down. Josh Allen sort of carrying them a lot, bringing them back sometimes. Have losses to the Falcons and the Dolphins. There are some bad teams like the Raiders, Giants, but it's been any given Sunday for much of the year. Part of what makes the game so great. Teams can go from worst to first, like the Patriots have a shot to do in the AFC East. And it's on the disappointing side for them, but can also mention the Cowboys and the Commanders. Washington going from the Final Four, the NFC title game last season, to really struggling, a long losing streak. And the Cowboys just not consistent, despite the explosive upside of the offense, with how much fun it's been to watch CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens as a duo. Reason number 3 why it's been a great NFL season, the new wave of quarterbacks. Specifically, I want to focus on Bo Nix and Caleb Williams. They were our top 2 quarterbacks in the 2024 draft class. Both been tremendous and showing off. A lot of people know it for Williams, but a lot of people don't realize it for Nix apparently. Their high-level skill sets, the arm angles, the rocket arms, the mobility, both scrambling to throw, as they both do exceptionally well on the run, and scrambling to run, pick up yardage, especially in key spots. Both have been incredibly clutch, dating back to their rookie seasons. Quietly for Williams, he played really well in the fourth quarter, and now Ben Johnson's there, and of course doing a heck of a job in year 2. Nix,
He's sort of been pacing that 2024 class.
leading the way in wins, putting up a ton of touchdowns, coming through when the Broncos need it, including for full games like the defense struggled against the Packers, but Nix and the offense were on fire. While I'm most optimistic about those two, there's also Drake May playing very efficient from that class. Jane Daniels had an outstanding rookie campaign, unfortunately injured this season. Hopefully he can get back on track in 2026. Michael Penix Jr. unfortunately injured again, but certainly a talented guy. And then J.J. McCarthy started very slow, has come on as of late in good matchups as he looks to show the Vikings that he can be their guy moving forward. Then there's the rookies, still with a lot to prove, but have shown flashes. Cameron Ward, Shadur Sanders, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shook, and for the future we'll see if Jalen Mulrow with the Seahawks eventually gets on the field. But as some other quarterbacks get older, we've seen guys like, of course, Tom Brady, Matt Ryan, Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers will be retiring soon, Joe Flacco. It's cool to see these future stars, led by, I think, Williams and Nix, showing that the league should be in good hands at a position that gets a lot of attention. The next reason I'm sure a lot of fans have enjoyed the 2025 NFL season is the comebacks. Very simple one for those that have watched these games. A huge recent one, Week 16, Thursday Night Football. The Seahawks looks like they were done. Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit were sort of talking like the game got a little boring, I guess, basically looking ahead to what's next. And me at home, I'm thinking, yeah, the Seahawks are going to come back from this. Down 30-14 in the fourth quarter. They stormed back. Rashid Shaheed had the punt return touchdown, spark things. Made play at the two-point conversions. The Zach Charbonnet one, which was crazy. Forced overtime, gave up a touchdown to Puka Nacua, who just totally went off. But then drove the field themselves, Sam Darnold and company. Scored a touchdown and got the 2-point conversion to win it. The best comeback of the season might have been the Broncos, actually. Happened in Week 7, Sunday afternoon. Down 26-8 with under 6 minutes remaining. Racked up 25 points to win 33-32. Seemed improbable multiple times. A huge part of their winning streak they went on. The Cowboys, when it looked like they had some life in sort of the middle of the season, Week 12, came back to beat the Eagles down 21-0. They built on that the next week on Thanksgiving against the Chiefs. Have struggled since, but still that comeback gave some juice to the NFC East race. The Bills have come back a few times, down 21-0 to the Patriots recently, down big to the Ravens in Week 1. Sunday Night Football looked like they were done. Josh Allen took over again, and also the comeback against Cincinnati. Joe Burrow and the Bengals in the snow were sort of doing whatever they wanted. Allen made some crazy plays to keep up, but we're still lagging behind. Christian Benford turned things with his pick six, then an interception for Buffalo on the next play as well, and a comeback that might be easy to forget about, but it was a very intense Week 1 game between the Steelers and the Jets, Aaron Rodgers against his former team. Pittsburgh was down 26-17 entering the fourth quarter, eventually won 34-32 with a win that Aaron Rodgers wanted bad. And finally, reason number 5, the setup for the finish. First of all, the postseason. Again, it's a wide open season. Looks like it's going to be very unpredictable. Just about anyone could probably go on a deep run. But just focusing on Week 18, there's a chance there's absolute madness. All you have to do is look at the potential Sunday Night Football games for Game 272 to conclude the regular season with likely high-stakes seeding or more likely a playoff spot on the line. Among the options are Seahawks 49ers, which could be for the number 1 seed in the NFC. Panthers Bucks, potentially for the NFC South. Colts Texans, maybe for a playoff spot if Indy can hang around. Ravens Steelers could be for the NFC North and a playoff spot. Chargers Broncos, if LA can stay close, could maybe be for the NFC West. To have that many options for Game 272 feels pretty rare. We're potentially looking at basically a weekend of playing games to close the season.
Do you guys agree that this NFL season has been awesome? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and Merry Christmas.